Volts JT and Nati this one is called Makuruwani, bringing our time to 13:33. This is the Quest on the Big Show, 0731-168-045. This afternoon, we have Tinashe Mugabe, the DNA man, in the studio. But before we get into our conversation, as you know, I think since August, we've been going on and on celebrating the fact that ZiFM Stereo is 10 years old. But we do have a digital magazine which is celebrating that 10 years, and it is available on the ZiFM Stereo website. So just go on to zfmstereo.co.zw and then you get to check out the 10th anniversary magazine, which is there on the website, and you can get to find out what the journey has been like for over the last 10 years and everything that has happened as far as the radio station with growing and with taking me. Bring me Chamvary, Wazala, and then I came here. But anyway, we also got someone in the studio, very interesting man, a very, very popular man, and I guess he is, should I say, every Zimbabwean man's best friend. A friend to many Zimbabwean men. Mrumaru Gatsanyika, Tinashe Mugabe, good afternoon and welcome to The Quest.
Good afternoon, Chamvary. Good afternoon to all the listeners.
I like the way you are chilled. Like, your demeanor on TV is your demeanor in person. I've often thought that on TV you just act chilled because you're handling very serious matters. Are you a loud person or are you an introvert by nature?
Definitely introvert.
You're an introvert?
Yeah.
So you only speak when spoken to?
Definitely. There's no need to be unnecessarily loud.
Okay, what you trying to say about the rest of us, though? There's no need to be unnecessary.
No, yours is necessary.
But when it comes to you, it's not.
Yeah, it's not, yeah.
All right, you've been doing this for a while. You've been doing the DNA business and fixing the planet for a while now. How long has it been since you started?
It's 8 years.
8 years now.
Yeah.
And when you started out, did you think or did you anticipate that this program and this work that you do would be as popular as it is now?
Basically, when we started, I didn't think it was going to be as popular as it is now. Mm-hmm. But then the moment we just started, we then realized that this is something that's lacking and much needed in our society. Mm-hmm. Hence the drive, hence the motivation up to where we are today.
All right.
Yeah.
On your show, there's a statement that you always say, which is the DNA results can never lie.
Definitely.
And when it comes to DNA, mm-hmm. for those of us who don't understand, who are not in this line of work, DNA. What is DNA and what does it mean?
Okay. Right. DNA, it simply means deoxyribonucleic acid. So it basically means it's an inherited genetic makeup that mm-hmm. is found on the offsprings, be it the children that you bear. Mm-hmm. So they embody what they take from their parents. So basically, in a layman's language, that's what it all means.
Mm-hmm. And what does this process of DNA entail?
It entails basically DNA. The process
of identifying if there's matching DNA. What does it entail?
Okay, it's basically genetics and profiling, and it also entails verification and hybridization. It's a lot. Mm-hmm. It embodies a lot.
So, is it possible that or someone? Okay, let's just say the father. Mm-hmm. The father has his siblings.
Okay.
And in the absence of the alleged father being there, mm-hmm. can the siblings participate in this DNA process, identification process?
Okay. So it's very possible because when we talk about verifications, mm-hmm. it does not only allude to father-child verification. Mm-hmm. It can also allude to auntie-niece, auntie-nephew, mm-hmm. Uncle-niece, uncle-nephew, DNA mm-hmm. testing. So that's what we call relationship tests. It's mm-hmm. also very possible, and it's not only limited to that, but it also goes further to grandparentage, mm-hmm. whereby there's a grandmother or a grandfather to be tested mm-hmm. against a child in question. It's mm-hmm. also very possible. Even the siblings themselves, in the absence of parents, that can also be done.
All right. What about in a case of alleged infidelity of the mother? If she was to, let's just say, have an affair with the alleged father mm-hmm. and maybe his sibling, what would happen in a case where DNA would need to be done?
Okay. I didn't get the question. Can you come again?
A mother
Uh-huh.
is to have, let's say there's an issue of infidelity. Mother allegedly has an affair with the husband's younger brother or older brother, and then a child is produced. The
Okay.
alleged father has doubts.
Okay.
What would happen in a case whereby a DNA test needs to be conducted for this child and the alleged fathers?
Okay, and their brothers.
And the brother, yeah.
Okay. It's very possible because when you talk of paternity, there is no child who is born out of two fathers. So there is only one father, regardless of their relationship. We are able to identify the actual father, even though they are related, even though they are brothers. So it's very possible to determine that, and that's paternity. But when it comes to relationship tests, it's also possible, but then okay, let me give you a scenario. Let's suppose there's two brothers, and then they're alleged fathers, and then there's a child in question, and we need to verify that. So basically, if we test the first alleged father against the child, probably it becomes maybe negative. But then we want to figure out whether the one who is actually the biological father of the child in question is related to the alleged father, or to the father who could have died or something like that. We are now able to check whether there's a relationship existing between the child in question and this father who belongs to this family, to check if he cannot be the father, but then he can be related to the child. So if you are suspecting that your young brother could have done something in your absence, you are also able to verify that.
That is the paternity testing.
Yes.
And then the relationship testing is, like you said, that's where we get the grandparents, the uncles and aunts and so forth.
Yes. So the paternity can be negative, but the relationship can be positive. So it's you are the same father being tested against your child. Okay, so for paternity, you can be 0%. But to test a relationship, it can be 99%. So meaning to say you are not the father to the child that you think you are.
But you are related to the child.
But you are related to the child. Therefore, this then denotes that a relative of yours, a close relative, is the father to this child.
This is very interesting. We'll continue this conversation after the 2020 news headlines that are coming through right now. And we're back. We have Tinashe Mugabe in the studio. Earlier on, I was asking if it is possible for paternity to be identified if there is alleged infidelity involving two brothers and the woman, the mother of the child. And he explained. And off air, we were talking about if ever you've attended to such a case. You said no, but you also did tell us about a very interesting one that you had in Zimba. Can you just tell our listeners about this one?
All right, yeah. Basically, that's also a very popular one because we did the first part whereby we tested the alleged father is absent. So we had to test the two brothers to the alleged father who is absent. So the outcome basically came out as thus. The first brother was excluded, means he is not related to this child in question. Then the other one became positive, meaning say he is related to the alleged father who is absent. So in that scenario, it simply means that one of the uncles them do not belong to that family. So we have actually done the part 2 of that case, whereby we had to test the actual alleged father who is in Cape Town, and then the show will be coming out in a few weeks to come.
I can't wait to see that one. I'm definitely going to hit subscribe on your channel so I can get to see it. Yeah, so sure. It means when you go digging, looking for answers, you get to find more than just the answers that you require.
Definitely.
So the child was the Cape Town father's child?
No, that's what we're going to tell when the results comes out.
But the uncle, the uncle is not really... Let me wait. Let me
so
wait.
So it took another direction.
It took a whole different direction than what we were expecting. Yeah. All right, so is there any personal reason why you started doing this program?
Not personal reasons per se, but it was after the realization that there was a great need, for those services to be available. Because for a long time, people had questions, but there were no answers. So basically, that was the motivation.
You're giving us the answers to these questions we've had.
Yes. But as for me, myself, I think I do not have questions. But maybe to clarify myself, very soon, I'm going to test all my 3 kids and then the results are going to be presented on air.
Because
And
it
people are
has
gonna
been a
figure
big
out
question.
Definitely.
It has been a big question that Tinashe Mugabe is always testing other people's
Okay,
children.
yes.
But what about his kids? Does he 100%?
I'm going to test them, all of them, so that the whole country is going to see the results. I'll get a presenter to do the DNA result
Can I come?
presentation.
Please, can I come? Please, can I be the one to do it? Please. Please,
We'll-
can I be the
we'll
one to
talk-
do it?
We'll talk about that.
And what if,
Yes.
by some unfortunate stroke of luck, it
Yes.
comes out that maybe one, or maybe all of them are not your kids? What are you going to do?
It will be a great pleasure to identify that culprit who would have invaded into my home and partake of my butter, you see. That one I will consider him a hero.
Wow, to have dished from the plate, from the pot of the great
Yes.
Tinashe Mugabe. He will be considered a hero. All right, so hopefully we'll have this soon. Will this happen before the end of the year? Or
Definitely, maybe in the next 1 or 2 months. Yeah, it
will
be
happen.
out, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there has been questions surrounding the authenticity of your programs.
Okay.
Are your guests 100% authentic?
Okay, right.
Or do you throw in some wild cards, some actors here and there when you can't get guests?
Okay, no, that can never be done. It actually derails our reputation. We are there to give you the truth that you deserve. We are not there to act. In other words, we are not actors. If we were actors, we would have actually taken that route to be in that industry. But because we are not like that, we just take realistic issues as they are, and then we treat them one by one as it comes. So basically, there is no acting whatsoever. We have quite a number of people lined up to be interviewed, to be present, to be given their DNA results. So we have those that we have recorded already. There are also many. We have those that are on the list, and there are also many. So we will never run short of people wanting to come on the show. So definitely, there is no room for us to misrepresent. There's no room for us to cheat. There is no room for us to do that.
All right.
And basically, as a principle, we will never do that.
Okay.
If we do not have people to interview, then it's best that we close the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was one incident in particular of, actually, well, not just one, but there are some that stand out. For example, this lady that has become a meme, she was wearing white sunglasses, and then the child wasn't of the father.
Okay.
And then, she had mamema statements which people thought would there was that incident. You didn't come out to address this issue, but don't you feel there is a need to clarify some of these things? Are these people authentic pakuti? Ma statement that nozokandwa neakadza neamwana kuti asema sure. There's her, there's also the one yekuti tsano. Makandiona my messages copy. That
Okay.
lady who was very confrontational with her husband.
Okay.
There was the lady who also said ndokudzemura nembama. There was the lady who also then came out and said that's not it. These situations that happen. Can you understand why people feel kuti inenge acting irukitike?
All right. Yeah. Human behavior is dynamic and it's unique to individuals, and you can never mold or determine how they behave, especially after an event happening. So if you are to look to all those cases, people, they behaved differently according to the situation. And usually when we go to do those shows, it will be our first time. For example, the lady with white glasses is from Arondera. It was our first day to meet her. And we just arrived at the home, and then we were given a place where we can conduct the show, and then we did it. She behaved the way she wanted. So people are at liberty to behave the way they want. But and we do not even rehearse. Even the people close to them, imagine how do we rehearse to take the wife or the my guru, we start talking to my guru, do this, do that. What will be the other part say? Because there's also already a conflict, an issue about a child in question. And you take one party, you try to talk on the side to talk this and that. Already it will plant doubt on the result outcome. So we have no time. Even if when we are to drive to a place, we don't even want them to get into our car. We don't even want them to have a conversation with us.
They have to find their own way to the venue.
We remain neutral. For example, we're arriving at your homestead. You stand by the gate waiting for us. You don't get into our car to drive to your homestead. You walk. We drive as we are. And then we meet you at your homestead where there's the mother and the father. So that there is no doubt that can be planted. Why were we with him in the car? What were we talking about? Is the result authentic? So such questions may sprout if we we try to behave like that.
All right.
So there is no way we will do that.
So this lady from That's Not It, she walked away, and you did try calling her back. Would you please come? Let's sit down and talk. And she asked you, "Are you the one who was intimate with me for you to tell me about the father of the child?" She walked away.
Yes.
Do you follow them? Do you try to engage them afterwards? Kanaguti, listen, that's not it. Why we're here, so you can go if you go.
All right. I was also almost in danger that day, and
She was upset.
I cannot be acting, and she cannot be acting in that manner. That was an unexpected behavior that she manifested, and we engaged her. She promised she was going to come back to the office so that we can help her. Because once you come on the show, anything that is going to be done regarding the issues to do with the DNA, it is done for free. So we wanted to engage her so that we try to look for the actual biological father of that child. Yeah, but then she refused. But then we are still engaging her so that maybe she can come back, and then we do the second part. We look for the actual father of the child.
There are episodes whereby the mothers of this child don't take the results well. Some become very emotional. We've seen episodes where one woman has walked away after the child was said not to be the alleged father's child, and she said she's going to kill herself. We've had a case whereby the children came out. One incident where one woman was traumatized by the way her husband was treating her, and when the children came out to be of the husband, she was so hurt. She said, "Listen, let me just die, let me kill myself." What happens in situations like that? After filming, do you guys provide counseling services for these people? Is she okay? Is she alive? Is she well?
Or she's already in heaven. No, she's okay. We actually did part 2 of that case, and it will be broadcasted anytime. Actually, yesterday I was asking about it to say, when are you broadcasting it? Because we have already covered part 2 of that case.
Of that woman who wanted to kill herself.
Yes, we tested the other kids because the father was in doubt also. So she's doing well. She's glowing. She's very happy. She has become part of our family. Every member who comes on our show becomes part of our family. So whenever she's got problems, we have a foundation that's helping the people who are coming on the show. So in terms of school fees, in terms of clothing for the kids, in terms of whatever little or tiny thing or problem that she might encounter, she's free to get in touch with us to help. So she's okay.
So you do provide counseling?
We do also provide counseling.
All right.
We've got our counseling team that I assist after.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, they are being assisted. And we also have got a team in the diaspora, even locally, who are also sponsoring a lot of things that I cannot mention. But there's a lot of money, equipment, businesses, and everything. So a lot of people who came on the show are already in business.
Okay.
And we've actually looked for a person who will be monitoring all the businesses that has been established by the people who came on the show.
There have been questions, though. The people that are broadcast, do they pay? Or are these the ones that come through and say, "Listen, we cannot afford the fee for the DNA," and then you tell them, "Since you can't afford, we're going to use you for our programs"?
The decision to come on the program is not only determined by the ability to pay or not to. It is mainly determined by one's desire to be on the show or not. So some, they've got money and they have everything that you might think of, but they want to be on the show.
Why?
Because they say our case, it's unique. We want everybody to see what has been happening. We want everybody to learn out of our case. Then they say we want to be on the show. Then we also have got those who also cannot afford. Then we give them those services free of charge. Then others, depending on their behaviors, others we normally charge admin fee, especially those that are far away and they say, we want to do a DNA test. You do the DNA test, and to show commitment, they have to pay something, maybe like $50, $70 or something like that, so that we know for sure that if we were to go there, they're not going to disappear and they're committed to the service.
All right. Yeah. We're running out of time. I need to ask, Nyayema wife material. From your understanding, Anditi, the wife material, you're a man. Tell us, wife material, China, Mr. Mugabe. What is wife material?
Every woman is a wife material.
All right.
Yes.
And on the DNA show, they keep saying, people on social media say, how come we don't see slay queens on this DNA show? We keep seeing my wife material. Is there any statistic which the wife materials are the ones that are always, that end up bringing doubt to the paternity of a child? statistic anyone can have doubts.
No, some of the slay queens are coming, and maybe they are reflected on the show as wife material, because you cannot judge by just one incident when you see a person. We have those that were actually, we have other slay queens that are also coming on the show, and you will see definitely. So basically, everyone is coming. Wife materials, slay queens, they are all coming on the show. Yeah.
In terms of statistics, do you have a particular number of how many children you have managed to place with their rightful fathers?
Basically, the 2023 statistics, we didn't publish it, but it was around 69 negatives, and then the other part.
69% is negative, 31% would be positive.
Yeah.
These are the currents as of 8th of June, 2023.
2022
2022
statistics.
You had 69% which were negative.
Yes, this is the realistic information.
Wow.
The people tested, those were positive and those were negative. Yeah, that was the statistics. Yeah.
All right. Before we go, we hear that you're going to be in Zambia. You were in Zambia. Your show has crossed the border. What does this mean? Does this mean that we are having Zambian people on the show, or it is Zimbabweans that are based in Zambia that are on the show?
Okay. Basically, we are in Zambia, and our show will be aired on Diamond TV in Zambia, which covers Namibia, Malawi, Zimbabwe, and Zambia itself. So we will be on that television station, and we'll also be on.
But I'm asking, are they Zimbabweans based in Zambia, or they are Zambians who are coming on this?
It's basically Zambians.
Zambians.
So we have the Zambian flavor on the show.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Mugabe, for speaking to us this afternoon. Any last words before we go? We've run out of time.
Okay, that's fine. Peace of mind is the much needed ingredient in each and everyone's home, and it's mainly for the child, then father and mother after. So, all
right. Okay. And thank you so much, and we wish you all the best in this work as you do the Lord's work, as was said.
Thank you so much.
Stand by for Miss Red coming through between 2 and 6. This